Hey squad, how are you doing? We just finished with a Harkness in our second period class. Now, this Harkness was on an article dealing with AOC, the Green New Deal, some environmental stuff that we've been covering in human geography. So it's all very content relevant. But the reason you're watching this video is because you are either learning how to do Harkness or you've been struggling with Harkness and you need to see a good example. Now, this is post-discussion. So this is their web, their map, and you can see the discussion had a lot of comments, but it's not exactly perfect. It's very heavy up here. So these students participated a lot because they were very prepared. And some of these students didn't participate as much, either because they're a little shy or they were maybe not prepared today. So it's not a perfect discussion, but I did record their discussion so that you can gain some benefits from this. So I want you to watch the way they cite the text. I want you to watch the way they go back and forth. If they drop a pen, I want you to notice how they pick it up without disturbing the whole class. I want you to notice how they disagree with each other and agree with each other, how one person speaks at a time, how they respect one another, how the shy are encouraged, and those that are really prepared do a good job kind of leading the discussion, and those who maybe didn't prepare as well as they wanted to, they're able to get a comment in. You can learn a lot from second period freshmen. So here you go. Okay. Whoever wants to start us off, you can start us off.
On page 3, in paragraph 2, it said, well, she was talking about how Donald Trump relies on and thrives on attention. And I was like asking, I was like, does it matter if it's like good attention or bad attention? Because he does some things like post things and stuff that might not give him like the best attention. So.
I think it don't matter what attention you get, as long as he's getting attention. Even if it is bad attention, then that's more for him because it's going to be all over the news and stuff. That's probably why he don't do nothing good.
So basically you're saying it's like a win-win situation with attention?
He feeds off attention because that's just him. He likes attention from other people, whether it's bad or good.
Why would you want that attention if he's trying to be in the public eye? What people think is good, and why do people agree? Why was he elected president in the first place? And it's very clear to see that he is aiming towards either side of attention.
I think he just wants to be known for like something. If he gets impeached or not, he'll be known for the first president to build a wall or something like that.
It's exactly like what you said. You only remember the best and the worst. So he's trying to be one of the others.
Not average.
In the first paragraph, the thing that stood out to me, the first paragraph of page 3, what stood out to me, it seems like every time a good politician comes up, or like someone that actually has a way to make a difference, he tends to troll or make fun of them or mock them. So I was wondering why.
What's the question?
Trump tends to mock and troll politicians that can actually make a difference in the government.
I think it's because it overrides what he's trying to do in the face of society, which is keep the attention on him. In my opinion.
On page 5, paragraph 2. AOC quoted, "The idea that a woman can be as powerful as a man is something that our society can't deal with, but I am as powerful as a man and it drives him crazy." In the margin, I had commented, the fact that she said she's as powerful as a man inspires me so much because society always relies on a man more. You see, as he gets paid more and stuff like that. So I just think the fact that she said that as a woman of color too, it inspired me a lot.
I saw that too. The paragraph 2, what stood out to me is I get that there was like supportive of her, like she's a person of color, but that gets under my skin. Like when people still use the term person of color, like with people, not just a person of color. That I don't like that phrase.
Why don't you like that phrase?
It shouldn't matter your color. If you're saying smart things and you're doing things that are useful and helpful for the world, then it shouldn't matter what color you are, if you're male or female or anything.
It seems like people of color is like a label.
Yeah, that's what.
And what I don't understand is just because you're different color doesn't mean that you're like not different. You're same, you might be different color, but you're just like the same person like any average person, so.
Like, we're not saying like we're not human, like we're all the same, doesn't matter.
On page 1, paragraph 3, Trump said, "When the wind stops blowing, that's the end of your electric. Darling, is the wind blowing today? I like to watch television, darling." What do y'all think he meant by that?
I think it's like, he's basically like, well, if we run out of solar power, what if there's no access to solar power? What if one day the wind stops blowing and you can't actually use anything because the electric is run off of solar? So he's basically referring to like, what if this is a situation that happens, like you're sitting and you have to comprehend your life on if the wind is blowing or if the sun is out or if it's day or night.
Yeah.
Basically mocking what she said. It was making a joke.
Yeah, but if he's making fun about, he's getting mad, like bashing if there's gonna be still wind and television and like for solar power. But you're right, it's not gonna be if he keeps building technology that's gonna pollute the earth. So he just, that's not very intelligent.
On page 4, she had listed all the things that people didn't like about him. So it says, I know that I was not going to be like, I am a Democrat, I am a woman, I am a Muslim, I am a Latina, and I am a liberal. I want to know why she would run if she knew that people wouldn't like her.
I think she ran because, you said why did she run if she thought people
If she
didn't
knew
like her?
people wasn't going to like her.
Well, I think she ran because she was confident enough in herself to run, and I think she wanted to actually try and make a change because it's a lot of empty promises with like climate change and stuff. And I see she's trying to make a change, but to me she's kind of being selfish about it because she's talking about what she wants, but she's not asking what everybody else wants. It's just,
Yeah, I see that on page 3, because I think it says a 70% tax rate on income above $10 million. Like, I feel like she's trying to take people's money, like, even if they earned it, like their own money, like you shouldn't take people's money just because they have enough. Like, say if she had, like, she's above $10 million, I don't think she would want people to take her money if she felt like, if she feels like she needs to take other people's money, then maybe people should be taking hers too.
Well, I kind of disagree with that, because if she's taking the money for good purposes, because I would rather have somebody take my money and be still alive on the earth than I keep my money and not being put to good uses and the earth dies and I just die a rich person. I'd rather have my money be.
But
Doesn't she have enough money to do it herself? Why does she have to take from others?
Nothing is enough money. There's always more.
shouldn't you have a choice with your money? Like, I understand it's for a good cause and you don't want to die rich, but if you, imagine you were a millionaire and every month or year they're taking millions of dollars out of your bank account to help the world, so next thing you know, you broke, and it's, what now?
Yeah.
And the
like you
world not
should.
even fixed.
But how will you know that they actually quote unquote help you?
I'd rather be broken alive than dead and rich.
It's just like they taking taxes out of people's checks.
You should like, I feel like you should still get like a choice though. Like, yeah, like even if you helping, like you could choose to help, but like taking the money away without someone like knowing or like getting a choice, I don't think it's fair.
Yeah, they should probably have like a ballot or something to see if you like if you want to participate in this act. So so that they can withdraw the money from your check and use it for quote unquote good purposes.
So what you guys are saying, like, you don't think it's fair that she's taking it without the permission? That's what y'all saying? Yeah.
I think she's being selfish because if they tried to do it to her, I don't think she would like it.
Right? Like, would you like it? Say you got $10 million exactly, and they start taking your money.
Like $1 million every month, year.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Like, that's your money. That's the money that you earn. You can't just let somebody take it if you didn't say yes. And I feel like it will also cause problems. Like, if it does happen, say you just taking people money, I feel like that will cause problems because wouldn't you fight for your money?
It's telling you, I heard from people, what do they do with the taxes, like the tax money that they take out of people's checks and stuff?
Well, it runs the government, it pays the government salaries, it runs your schools, it keeps your roads going, your fire department's going, your police department's going, and all of the government programs, Social Security and different types of welfare and all of those types of things.
But like, hundreds of thousands or millions of people have jobs, so why don't they put some of that money towards climate change or whatever?
I think the money that we give to the government is being used non-purposeful reasons, like just to spend. I think we're basically giving more money to Trump.
Yeah, because some of the stuff she just named, like, if you look at it, like, it's not all as good as it should be. Like, some of the stuff that they use the money for, you could tell that they don't really put that much money into it.
Like, what you mean?
Okay, but on page 2, paragraph 4, it says it feels like an extra job. She said of the attacks. I've got a full-time job in Congress, and then I moonlight as America's greatest villain for the New Hope. So, like, does she mean like she could either be the superhero or the villain in that situation?
Would be the superhero or the villain, because again, she's trying to take people money and make her the villain. If she's trying to save, but she's trying to use that money to save the earth, then she's the hero.
It
So
depends
it's
on
like
how
some
people look at
hashtag.
it.
Right.
It depends on like how people like look at her, how they see what she's doing. Some, the people who have that much money, they probably look at her as like the villain. But the people who don't have homes and who want like her to use the money for the things that she's talking about, they probably think she's like about to help the world.
So I have a question. On page 5, paragraph 4, it talks about, I can see Trump being enormously upset that 29-year-old Latina, who is the daughter of a domestic worker, is helping to build the case to get his financial records. I think that adds insult to injury. So this, not only is she advocating for the progressive tax, for the climate change, but she's also one of the people asking for him, because he has not released his financial records. What do you guys think about that and Trump's reaction with that?
I would say that is odd because, like, what you just said, it made me think of the last article we read. I think it was the last article when he offered Greenland $100 million. But I want to know where all this money is coming from because it's not making sense.
Us.
You know how many people got jobs? All the taxes go right to him. And the fact that he's president.
But presidents don't make that much.
They have to run the.
From someone we haven't heard yet? Any page, any question, any comment you want to give? Because we have people who have not spoken and we have about 7 or 8 minutes left.
In paragraph 3, on page 3 in paragraph 2, she said she was watching Trump in the House chairman at the State of Union. At the State of Union, I just made her feel sick and underwhelmed. I want to know why she think that way, or why she felt that way of him. I don't know.
I feel as if it was like, say you play volleyball and then a dude come up to you and say, you suck. I think that he made her feel as if she wasn't good at what she's currently doing. I'm pretty sure he made everybody feel that way.
Right. With the comments he made on social media.
What social media?
Right. With the posts he made.
On paragraph 3, on page 3, paragraph 1, the Republicans are basically hypocrites because they was talking about how she was accused her of being a knowledge-like performer whose only talent is a mastery of Twitter. But all Donald Trump does is use Twitter to talk about negative things.
You said what?
On page 3, paragraph 2, it was quoted, she said that watching Trump in the House chamber at the State of Union address made her feel sick and underwhelmed. And in the margin, I wrote, she's obviously unimpressed by Trump. Why do you think that she has, like, absolutely no respect for him? Like, from the
He has
beginning.
no respect for anybody else, especially since he has no respect for women.
So it kind of goes back to her, and she's like, this person doesn't have respect for anybody, and when it comes to women, he definitely doesn't have respect.
Let's give it a minute.
If you haven't spoken, this is your chance. If you have spoken, just sit tight.
Page 2, paragraph 5. It say the Trump family has attacked her from the start because she had the DSA's endorsement last December. So, like, they jealous of her or something? Cause she had the DSA's endorsement last December. They jealous, I'm guessing. And I put hashtag jealous much,
Why you put that?
cause they jealous.
On page 4, paragraph 1, she said how she was reading Dr. King's speech, and she said that he had a point. And I think one of the reasons people don't like her is because she thinks like him, and they didn't like him, so why would they like her if they think the same?
Wait, you said what? Wait, say it, because you said it too fast.
She said she was inspired by Dr. King's "Why Can't We Wait" speech, and people didn't like Dr. King, so why would they like her if she's inspired by what he wrote?
People did. People did like.
Oh, wait, because I think she's talking about, people, but some people didn't like him, because if they didn't like him, or they did like him when he got murdered, so I get what she's saying.
Assassinated.
Yeah.
All right, if you've spoken, you have to be quiet, because we have 3 minutes left. We're going to give anybody who's not spoken a chance to share their thought or question. So just be quiet and let them have a chance.
On page 4, paragraph 4, it says that Ocasio-Cortez's solution helped change the tones of the debate with radicalism, because since it states it pushes the bar of what liberals will jump on board with. In this set, and I was wondering how she actually helped change the tones of radicalism.
So really, he's asking, the term radicalism has always been viewed by a lot of people as negative, and she's kind of taking that term and making it to where it's not a negative. So how is she making that term positive, is what that question is.
What was the word again?
Radicalism. How did she make it into a positive point?
A radical is usually someone who's extreme, who's overdoing it. It's a very negative term, but she's kind of turned it into something that's cool. She's on Insta. How has she made it something that's cool?
What page is that on?
Page 4,
What paragraph?
4.
Because she's definitely gonna like and blast the issues that are issues with with every part of the state, or the state, due to, like, she wants to start talking about the bigger issues, climate change, people who are suffering because due to their circumstances, issues, and she wants to make it very broad and known that these are things that are going on.
More people.
Okay, and on page 5, paragraph 1, it said women are often characterized like why I can't talk, but why do it say that? Like, why are women often characterized? characterize.
I think it's because they're not.
Thank you. Page 5, first, it's like mid of the first, it's the paragraph before the first paragraph. It said that the president fell in love with Kim Jong-un, but wasn't they beefing?
Well, we didn't quite answer that question of why are women often made into characters?
Because people don't usually take them serious.
All right, we're gonna cut off the discussion. Take a look at the circle. Can you get it up there, Mrs. Tomiak, right in the center? So I thought we had a very good discussion today, but do you see how it's more heavy in certain areas?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the challenge here is these people, they're very prepared, okay? And maybe some of you were prepared too, but they talked a lot because they were prepared. And the rest, maybe you were prepared, you just didn't talk a lot, or maybe you were not prepared. So I thought it was a good discussion, but it was a little heavy on one side. Can we put up the rubric, Mrs. Tomiak? Wave goodbye. Hi, seventh period. Seventh period, this is what normal students do in a Harkness circle. They sit and they talk to each other and look at each other and share expressions and questions. And this is normal activity. You saw them drop pencils. You saw them pick up the pencils without disrupting the conversation. You saw them flipping to other pages, nodding their head up and down, disagreeing with each other, agreeing with each other. This was a very nice discussion circle. It was not perfect, but I need you to learn from it. Thanks, seventh period. Bye.